right, hi everyone. It's Miss Williams here. This is math lesson 139, and it is page number 277. To start off our math lesson today, we're going to review some of our math facts. So I will show you a card, and I want you to try to answer before I say the answer, okay? So here's our first problem. The answer is 2. The answer is 3. 2, 4, 5, 4, 3, 7, 9, 4, 5, 3, 6, 6, 1, 2, 1, 12, 15, 0, 2, 1. And we'll stop after this one. 11. All right, so that's reviewing some of our math facts. Today, for our math lesson, we're going to talk about story problems. Now, we've kind of been doing story problems throughout the year, but today we're going to learn about sometimes story problems, they have extra parts in them that aren't included in the math problem that you need to figure in the story problem. And we're going to see that today. Okay, so to kind of show you an example, we have 3 coins here. Jenny has a dime, a penny, and a quarter. So Jenny has a dime, a penny, and a quarter. Now, think about their value. We know a quarter is worth 25 cents. We know that a dime is worth 10 cents, and a penny is worth 1 cent. Now, Jenny has these 3 coins in her pocket. Now, Jenny, she wants to buy a pencil. But Jenny, she only needs 26 cents. So, which 2 coins will Jenny need to buy the pencil that costs 26 cents? Think about it. She wants to buy a pencil for 26 cents, but she has 3 coins in her pocket. Which coins is she going to use to buy the pencil that costs 26 cents? The correct answer is the quarter and the penny. That is 26 cents. Now, the extra part in that story problem was the dime. Was it needed? No, it was not needed. So that's the extra part that was in the story problem that I just told you. And that's kind of what we'll be talking about today in our lesson. We're going to talk about extra words that are added to a story problem when they're necessarily not needed to figure out the problem that they want you to know and to figure out in the story problem. So with that being said, I want you to take your math paper and flip it over to the back side, and get my red marker here, and I have written our story problem that you will see on the back of our paper. This is the top story problem. Now, what we're going to do in the story problem is we're going to figure out the extra part that is not needed. And when we find that extra part that is not needed, we're going to circle that part. So let's go ahead and get my pointer out here, and as I'm reading the story problem, I want you to look at your paper and read the story problem with Miss Williams. All right, so let's begin. It says, Alex rode his bike 3 blocks. Tina and Tanya each rode their bikes 4 blocks. How many blocks did Tina and Tanya ride all together? Now, it's a lot of words, right? So we need to figure out, and there were quite a few numbers in there also, so we need to figure out what this story problem is asking us. So let's read it again. Alex rode his bike 3 blocks. Tina and Tanya each rode their bikes 4 blocks. How many blocks did Tina and Tanya ride all together? So at the end of the story problem, you'll see the question that it's asking us. How many blocks did Tina and Tanya ride together? What was the other name mentioned in this story problem? That's right, it was Alex, okay? But at the end of this question, does it ask how many blocks Alex rode? Yes or no? Correct answer is no, it does not. It's asking how many blocks did Tina and Tanya ride all together? And here's this word. Let me use a green marker for this. Here's this word all together. Now, when I see that word all together in a story problem, what does it want me to do? Does it want me to add or subtract? We talked about this word before, all together. What do you think? All together, it means that they want you to add. So, let me get my red marker out here, and I know that I'm going to add. Now I need to figure out what numbers I'm going to add. So let's go back here again. It says, how many blocks did Tina and Tanya ride all together? So let's go back to the top of our story problem, and let's look for Tina and Tanya. Okay, it says Tina. Okay, here's Tina. So I'm going to underline Tina. Tina and Tanya each rode their bikes 4 blocks. 4. So that's my number, 4. Now it says they each rode. So that means Tina rode 4 blocks and Tanya rode 4 blocks. So that's 2 numbers. How many blocks did they each ride? 4. So I'm going to write 4. Tina rode 4 blocks and Tanya also rode 4 blocks. So there's my problem. 4 plus 4 equals what? 4 plus 4 equals 8. So I've solved my story problem, but we need to circle the extra part to our story problem. Now, what was the extra part to our story problem? The story problem was mainly about Tina and Tanya, but there was one more character in the story problem. Who was that? It was Alex. So the extra part to our story problem is Alex. So I'm going to circle Alex rode his bike 3 blocks, because that is just an extra part. It wasn't necessarily needed, but it was just added into the story problem. So that's what you need to circle in your story problem. Now there's another story problem on the bottom of your paper, and it says, Dad worked in the yard for 5 hours. Mom worked in the yard for 4 hours. Alex worked in the yard for 3 hours. How many more hours did Dad work in the yard than Alex? Okay, so at the end it says, how many more hours did Dad work in the yard than Alex? Now there were 3 characters in that little story problem. There was Dad, there was Mom, and there was Alex. At the end of the story problem, they told you the 2 people that they want you to focus on. Those 2 people are Dad and Alex. So who is that 3rd character that wasn't really a part of the actual problem in the story problem? That would be Mom. So the part where it says Mom worked in the yard for 4 hours, that's what you would circle because that is the part that's not needed. Okay, and then you can go ahead and figure out the answer and the equation for the story problem there. Okay, then on the bottom of the paper there, you have a quarter, 2 pennies, a nickel, and a dime. You need to add those numbers together, the amount together, and write the total amount of money. And then at the top of the section, you're writing greater than or less than. And then back at the front of the paper, where you see the little inchworm on the tree there, you are writing the before and after numbers by twos. Okay, so if you need help, get your number chart out. And then section 2, you're writing either a plus sign or a minus sign. You need to figure out if it's the plus or minus. And then section 3, you're coloring the matching times the same numbers. So you're looking for the 2 clocks that are the same, and then you're going to color them the same color. All right? So that is the conclusion to math lesson 139. Hope you have a great day. See you later.